What's up guys, VTAC1 here, and today I've got the ELITE FORCE SL14 speed loader. This thing right here got drugged through the mud as it was stuck on my plate carrier through end states this last couple of weekends ago, and I was told by ELITE FORCE Eric that this will come apart very easily. There's no springs. It really looks just like a bunch of Phillips head screws that need to come out, so what we're going to do is pull this thing apart for you, so in case you need to clean yours later on, you'll know what you're doing. Alright, so here's the SL14 speed loader. So you can tell it's really dirty. At this point I've counted 17 different screws on the face here. It should be able to get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So we'll go ahead and get all these screws out for you, and we'll make sure and speed it up so you don't have to watch all that. Alright guys, so all the visible screws are either out or unthreaded. As you can tell on the pistol grip here, there's still a couple that are still stuck in there, and the reason for that, and you can see it on some of the screws, hopefully it'll focus, there's bits of plastic at the end. So what's happening is when you're taking them out, they're getting stuck on those plastic threads. This really isn't threaded like a traditional screw. It's just really not designed to come apart, I guess. So just be aware of that. You know, you twist and you twist and you twist and they just don't want to come out. It's because they're caught on the plastic there. So what I'm going to do is take it apart with those still on here, and they should come out no problem because of the fact that I've already unscrewed them pretty much all the way. So go ahead and take off your mag adapter here. Put that to the side here. So I guess at this point, since this has to come apart like a clamshell, two pieces here, this has to come up first. So it looks like we have some sort of a crease right here. This also has to come off too. So let's see. I'm pretty sure this is going to come off with this pin. This pin is going to come off, and you'll be able to pull off this little trigger here. Okay, so like I thought, there's two sides to this trigger right here. As you can tell, one side will actually, on this one at least, was the pin itself was pushed down just slightly far enough so that you could get your tool on there. This one, on the other hand, was not. This is what's called knurled. It's knurled on one end, so it's got ridges around this on this pin. I'll show you a little closer here. Okay, so this is your pin. This is a very common pin you'll find on M4s. It's knurled at one end so that it catches the plastic or metal depending on what you put it in. So make sure you hold on to that. Wasn't sure how this assembly was going to part, so I was holding my finger on it, but it doesn't look like there's any spring tension on it. Okay, so that's going to come off. Set that to the side there. There is a spring in here, so I'm wondering at some point if it's going to come out on me. So look okay. All right, there's a little trigger here, or a little something attached to a spring. So I push down on it, and it looks like the whole spring assembly is coming out. So okay, that too has a pin. Look at that pin right there, and it's knurled at this end. So all you gotta do, that's finger tight right there. So there is a spring here. We gotta be careful. So put your finger over the top of it just in case. You don't want to lose that. $40 investment is out the tube because you don't have a pin. Okay, so here we go. Is the spring. Looks like it's not coming out. So go ahead. Oh, look at that. Bam. Okay, the spring assembly is on my left hand, and then the other part of the shell is right here. So you can see how dirty that is. Oh man. God only knows how dirty it was before I played ESR, but anyways, so that's another part we can set to the side here. So now you have your spring assembly. It's like, yep, that's one piece right there. Let's see what we got here. So that's your spring assembly for the SL14. So spring is internal. Looks like it's not coming out. I would be careful with this. I'd recommend put a little tape over the top of this until you decide to put it back together, just in case it doesn't go flying. Okay, another part to the side here. So now this part will come off. Another part of the hand guard here, the pump lever. Really dirty again. Oh, there you go. So you got the naked speed loader at this point. Just a handle. and let's see here. This ought to come out like a clamshell. Okay. Oh, there we go. Alright, so be careful of your other your screws here. Sure they have come out. Here we go. Like I said, this is the plastic. Alright, so now you can tell what the inside of an SL14 speed loader looks like, which is kind of interesting to me. I don't know if you guys care much about that, but yeah, so there we go. Get your two handguards, and trigger assembly, and you've got the spring assembly, and just like I thought, the spring came popping out. So, alright, so here's the half with the feed lip. This feed lip is rubber, so it doesn't, mess with your mags, break them or anything. Look at that, BB came out. That's a perfect example of how this thing works here. Use a couple of BBs and show you guys here. So you load it up through the feed hole, comes down into this tube. There it goes on a track. When you put the trigger, once you hit the trigger, it's going to come down to the second part. Then it's going to load your 40 BBs, bam, to your feed lip. And there you go. Bam. So now we can clean it. Now you know how to take it apart. Very simple. If I knew how to do this, it would take me 5 minutes. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you have any questions about the video or the teardown itself, make sure you put them in the comments below. And also in the description for this video, you're going to find a link to all of our social media outlets. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Make sure you give us a subscription, a like, and you share us with all your airsoft and milsim buddies. Well, thanks again. I'm Solo from Viper Tactical Milsim saying watch your six and call your hits.